Here comes the predator.
But I'll be back. Yep, I'm out. But I'll be back. Yep, I'm out. But I'll be back. Oh shit. Hey. Yep, I'm out.
Here comes the predator.
Hey folks, how you doing? My name's Tim Black and welcome to Duh News. Hey folks, it's me, Tim the Bartender, aka Tim Black. You tuned into The News. Oh man, get ready. This is number 3, baby. Number 3. Yes. Number 3 in a series of videos I made about the biker incident. Best believe it. Now check this out. The first thing I want to do is I want to make something clear because I was reached out to by some real bikers. And they wanted me to send this message to all you fuckheads out there who ride like assholes. You're the ones who make it hard for real bikers. Some motherfuckers watch too much TV. They want to be some shit. They want to be a thug on a bike. They want to be DMX's little brother. Bitch, you are not a biker. You are a fucking rider. You are a disgrace. And a lot of people hate you for that. Do not take my motherfucking videos and use them as an excuse to mistreat or lump or stereotype a whole group of fucking people. Don't fucking do it. That's not why I'm doing it. And if you do that, you're an asshole. If you do that, you are no better than anybody else. You're like a racist fucking piece of shit who would lump me with some gangbanger. All right, good. Now that shit's out the way, let's get to the fun stuff. Let's get to the stuff that you came here for. Some fucking truth from the Truth Factory. Now, the attorney for Mr. Mieses and the family, Miss Alred is a piece of shit. The end. No. Let me go a little bit further. Let me clarify my assertion. Let me clear it up for you. Let me make this crystal clear for you so that you understand why I say that. Now, it's just my opinion. It's not fact. I don't know if it's fact. She is, in fact, a woman. That is a factual statement. Her being a piece of shit is my opinion. Here's why I have that opinion. Miss Alred contends that Mr. Mieses was no longer a rider when he got hit. She says her justification for saying that is that Mr. Mieses, who had no license to be in that location, not to ride a bike, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant, it's not pertinent because he got off his bike on the fucking highway. And then you wonder why we hate fucking lawyers. Miss Alred. Look, I know you need to make some more money to get more plastic surgery done, you 72-year-old motherfucker, looking like you're 50. We know that. We know you like making money. But come on, how much shit are you going to feed us? How much bullshit are we supposed to swallow before we go cut it off? Cut it the fuck off. You mean to tell me this guy's a pedestrian in the middle of a fucking highway? Is that what you're telling me, Miss Alred? We're supposed to buy that. All right. Another thing Miss Alred said that's bullshit. There were horns honking, bitch. You said there were no horns honking. Like Mr. Lien didn't hit his horn. I heard him hit his horn. You can't hear that on the fucking videotape? Or is that something you want to gloss the fuck over? Now, it's not like he hit the horn and just sat back. He was fucking scared. He hit the horn and then he proceeded. And at least one biker moved. All right? So let's make that fucking distinction. I hate bullshit. Hate people that bullshit. And you're full of bullshit, Miss Alred. Now, I know that you're getting paid to bullshit, but that don't change the fact that you're full of it. Let's move on to the prosecution, who I have a problem with in New York City. These motherfuckers. These fuckheads. What's these charges about? Reckless driving. Criminal mischief. What the fuck is that? What does that even fucking mean? You mean to tell me a guy who chases a family on a fucking highway is just being reckless driving? What the fuck? Now, what if Mr. Lien had crashed his fucking truck? What if he crashed his truck? What if he flipped that motherfucker doing 90 in that fucking Range Rover trying to get away from those fucking bikers with a flat tire? And if you look at the picture here, you will see that there's a tire on the road. Where the fuck did that come from? That came from Mr. Lien's fucking truck that they slashed before he ran off. Then you wonder why the fuck he ran off. And I need to make this crystal, man, because people are not getting it. If I'm on fire because you threw gasoline on me and threw a match on my ass, and I'm on fire and you're standing there with the guys who threw the match on me and the gasoline on me, and I happen to run into you while on fire, trying to get away so I can get into some water, it's not my fault that you got burned, motherfucker. All right? Now, I ain't put no names in that, but you know what the fuck I mean. I mean, you can put one and one together and get fucking two, right? You fucking trolling bastards who don't want to admit the obvious. Now, there's been some discussion about Mr. Lien and before this shit happened and how he threw a bottle or how he did this other shit. And I brought this up in video number 2. I talked about it. But come the fuck on, man. If you can't produce me a guy, you say he clipped somebody, produce the guy that he clipped. Show me some shit. A lot of you motherfuckers got cell phones, you got cameras on your fucking bikes, and you mean to tell me no one has footage? You've been taking videos all fucking day. Nobody has footage of him doing some shit to begin with? Let me see the reckless driving. Let me see something. I mean, somebody has to have a camera besides this one fuckhead whose camera suddenly lost power just as they were about to pull him out of the car. Oh. Shit, I was gonna get the whole thing. Fuck. Almost had it. Fucking battery died just as I was about to get him. I was about to film it all and put it up there because I'm unbiased. And then it just ran out of fucking... I should have charged it more. Come on, man. We both know the battery didn't cut down all of a sudden. How's it gonna go out just at that moment? You cut it off because you didn't want no evidence. You didn't want evidence, man. Just admit it. Why can't people be honest? You lie more than a rug, motherfucker. So now, let's move on. I want to show you that I'm not biased. I'm not getting paid by Mr. Lien. He ain't sent me shit. I'm saying this shit. I'm doing these videos because it's in the news and hell, I'm good at it. Fuck you. Now, Mr. Lien. People are saying, why did this motherfucker flee the scene? Mr. Lien left the scene. And that's wrong. He should be charged with fleeing the scene. Fuck. You unreasonable motherfuckers who just want something, huh? You gotta grab at something. Look, man, the guy left because he was scared. Now, you think after he hit that fucking rider, they wanted to just talk to him? They proved they didn't want to just talk to him. They wanted to talk to him, all right, with a fucking switchblade and some helmets to the back of his motherfucking head. And if it wasn't for... I don't want to get to that yet. Leave that part alone. But come on now. Any judge will look at this shit and say, well, was he afraid when after he hit the driver that he might get fucked up? They're going to be like, yeah. I mean, come on, man. That really is not a charge. They can't make that shit stick. It's 50 of them. It's one of him with his wife and his 2-year-old child in the back. And you want him to stop and say, hey, guys, I'm really sorry that I hit this guy. Damn. The guy looks like he's fucking... Shit. He's going to fucking run. Come on, let's be a little bit reasonable. Let's be reasonable. Let's stop. Everybody wants to choose a fucking side. Nobody wants to be reasonable. Why do we have this shit all the fucking time? And in this case, we have the footage. We have the footage, at least enough of it to form an opinion. If you look at the pictures that I'm posting here while I'm talking, if you look at those pictures, you will fucking see people punching at the fucking truck. The guy was scared. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't say that he didn't cause anything, that he did absolutely nothing. I don't know. But whatever he did does not justify what they fucking did. You understand? These police officers, these peace officers, these people who are paid to protect and serve me. Now, you guys who lock people up for doing the same shit that you did, how hypocritical is that shit? I mean, come on, man. You mean to tell me you're witnessing a crime? I mean, people are saying that Mr. Lien committed a crime. People are saying that Mr. Lien did some shit. Why didn't you do something? Why the only fucking 911 calls I get from that time frame are from Mr. Lien and other fucking passengers that were on the road complaining about this group of people on the fucking road? which are the bikers. Why am I not getting random calls? Why are there no random calls from people complaining about Mr. Lien? Why is that? And if you're a cop and he was there breaking the law, why didn't you do something? Why did you partake or stand by and watch this shit go down? See, I've been doing some research, motherfucker, and I realized that there was a lady who posted, since she lived in the Washington Heights area, she's used to these bikers that are in that area who do random shit. And they're very fucking distractful. They're fearful of them. You understand what I'm saying? They're fearful of them because they'll run you over. They'll punch at your car. And this is some shit that they've known about. This is something that's gone on for years in this community. They've been harassed by these fucking bikers in this community for years. And they tell the cops, and the cops say, oh, there's nothing we can do. They're hard to catch. No shit. That's why we got roadblocks and radios and shit. And I'm starting to believe there's a cross culture of police, of bad police. Let me clarify this. There's a culture of bad police and bad bikers that kind of exists in this underworld bullshit. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me some shit. Tell me I'm wrong. I think I'm on to something. I think that's why those cops didn't do shit. Now, an undercover cop may not want to blow his undercover status. Understandable, you're working undercover. You're trying to land big fish. This is a small thing, but is it? But okay, I'll give you that. Maybe you thought this was a small thing. No, you couldn't blow your cover. You're working on this big conspiracy. Maybe these guys are running, I don't know, weapons. Or maybe they're terrorists and they got a bomb they're trying to bring in. Some shit like that, right, you flunky? Like they would put you on that fucking case. But anyway. Or maybe you were just off duty. But see, this is what I think. I think that any off-duty cop is really on duty. There's no such thing as an off-duty cop. Isn't that what you guys say? You're never off duty. You're always a cop. Because a cop is not punch in and punch out. A cop is a fucking cop. That's who he is. That's his life. So once again, we got another group of people who make a whole nother group of people look like shit. And if I was a cop, I would be pissed at these fucking cops for making me look like shit. But they get it all the time. They get stigmatized all the fucking time by other cops. Now, on a side note, I knew a fireman who became a cop. He was a fireman for 5 years. He wanted to become a cop. He quit being a cop in less than 6 months and went right back being a fucking fireman. Hated being a fucking cop. His words, most crooked motherfuckers on the planet. Had no stomach for it. He was used to helping people, not fucking hurting them. But hey, it's a career path you chose. I know people are going to say you can't trust the media, don't trust them, and you can't believe that shit. Well, you know what? You can't believe people either. Especially not these bikers with these outlandish stories. Everybody's got a different fucking story about what really happened. But I know this for a fact. That they are saying that they're investigating because they believe, the authorities believe, that a window, a side mirror was broken on Mr. Lien's truck before he sped off. This predated all of this shit with Mr. Cruz, with his backing up and shit. We know. He was just checking to see where his boys were. He just wanted to see what his boys was doing. He wasn't trying to actually stop the vehicle. No. Even though he made fucking eye contact, turning around, looking at him. Look at the picture. The picture don't fucking lie. The picture don't lie. You fucking lie. I don't know why no one wants to admit the truth. Everyone's sticking together like a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking gang. Yeah, like a gang, like a group of people. Mr. Carlisle's picks. Yeah. You don't want to tell a fucking truth? How can you be a voice that want to say some shit, but because you're a biker, you don't want to say the fucking obvious? The fucking obvious is that these riders were fucking wrong, but you don't want to go against your community. Then you get upset because your community is making you look like shit, but you don't want to call them out on their bullshit. How does that work? I'm just saying. Come on, man. You're full of shit. Anybody who subscribes to him needs to come subscribe to me immediately. Fuck him. I said it. Because the way I see it, if you're not going to say anything, which a lot of YouTubers didn't say anything, I notice you motherfuckers are not talking. You're scared. You're pussies. You don't want to say what needs to be said because it may be unpopular with a segment of society that you don't want to piss off. But you know what? There are good people in all parts of society. And there are people who are bad in all parts of society. But that doesn't give anybody a pass. It shouldn't give anybody a pass. And anybody that you subscribe to or that you fuck with on YouTube, that you watch their videos, that you, I don't know, feel some connection with, who's afraid to touch this issue like it's the fucking third world, well, fuck them. And fuck you for subscribing to them. Because if they're a voice for your community, if they're a voice for right, if they speak truth regardless if it's convenient or not. They speak it because that's the truth. It has to make you question who the fuck you're following or who the fuck you're listening to. Now, I'm not talking about people who do dumb shit like put wigs on and try to be funny all the fucking time. I'm talking about these fake ass people who have opinions about shit and act like they're a voice of, I don't know, some type of, I don't know, above enlightenment. But on an issue like this that's getting front page press, they're quiet. You gotta ask yourself why. That's because they're minstrel shows. Or that's because they're bozos. It's because they're assholes. It's because they're only in it for the fucking buck. They don't want to actually say anything that matters when it needs to be said. I got no respect for those fucks. You shouldn't either. And as long as I got the pulpit, I'ma say it. I still stick by my story, Mr. Lien. He was afraid. I don't know what happened before the videos tape started rolling, but we're going to get to the bottom of it because people are going to start throwing each other under the bus. You think you got a tight fraternity until motherfuckers start getting time. And then people are going to start speaking out because nobody wants to do 20 years for some gang-related shit when they didn't really do shit except punch a fucking window. People are going to start talking. I don't even know why y'all asking me questions. I ain't got nothing to say. I never snitch on my homeboys. You don't have to talk, buddy. No, I don't need to talk. Forget it. We'll just hit you with 20 years and go down the hall and talk to your buddy Jerome or talk to Javier. See what they have to say. That's right. Because in reality, you guys not kids. You grown-ass adults. You're not young, dumb teenagers who don't realize that jail is bad. You got families, kids, wives, jobs, shit like that. Some of y'all weekend warriors. And you know it. And you ain't trying to do no stretch for no bullshit. Know that. Now, there's someone who I have not mentioned, who deserves mentioning, who deserves credit. All I'm doing is talking about shit after the fact. You want to respect somebody, respect Mr. Consejo. Now, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If it wasn't for the brave actions of this man, we'd be having a totally different fucking story. He's the Good Samaritan, Mr. Consejo. He's the man who stepped out. He's the man that did something. And then like he says in his fucking interview, you go watch the tape, I'm not going to pirate his shit or copyright infringe on his shit or on whoever's shit who took that film. Listen and witness him demonstrating to you, telling the story of what he saw, what he witnessed. He's the man who stopped this from being a very horrific situation. It was already a fucking tragedy with the brutal accident that unfolded. But Mr. Consejo is the hero. He is. Hell of a guy. Everybody wants to blame everything, but nobody wants to take responsibility for shit. Bunch of irresponsible assholes who do what they want to do and then claim no responsibility for it. Not one guy has stood up and said, I was fucking wrong. I made a mistake. It was in the heat of passion. I was upset. We could get that. We could buy that. I saw a guy that I know get run over and I was upset. And shit got out of hand and I'm sorry. No one can say that. No, I was chasing to get tag number. I just want to write down his tag. That's all, see? Bullshit. That's what it is. That's some horrific shit to see someone get run the fuck over. But to sit up there and lie about it and make up fucking stories, that shit ain't working for you, man. 90% of the people who actually pay attention to this shit aren't buying it. 10% of them are only buying it because they're pissed off at some other shit. They want to, they want to go against the grain just to do the shit. because they're looking at it a black and white issue when it ain't even a black and white issue. This is the bad decision-making issue, a bad judgment issue, but this ain't a black and white issue. Anyway, folks, that's all I got for you. I'm almost fucking hoarse from yelling and shit, as you can see. I'm Tim the Bartender, a.k.a. Tim Black. Catch me on Twitter at Tim Bartender. I'm going to always speak the truth from the way I see it. I'm not going to cut corners. I'm not going to pull punches. I'm not going to sugarcoat this shit. It is what it is. And I don't care what the issue is or who is the person or who the characters in the play. I'm just going to tell it the way I see it. That's all I can fucking do. Anybody who doesn't respect that is an asshole, for whom I have very little patience for. My tolerance level for assholetivity is very fucking low. Anyway, hit me up, man. Hit me up on Facebook as well. Tim the Bartender Show. I'll catch you guys next time. I'm going to start a new channel. It's going to be called The Truth Factory. Next time, people.